what I had, it's what I'd give if you just let me live. Blood, it's what you want. Blood, it's what I had, it's what I'd give if you just let me
Hello, it's me, Kevin Vonesper. Welcome to VonPod. We're here on the late night tip tonight. It's going to be a chill hang with the Sons of Venus, who you just saw part of a music video from. Go check out their YouTube channel for the other 4 minutes of that song. Man, I am a video editor and I just see like credit to that guy. We'll talk about it here tonight on VonPod with Sons of Venus. Are you guys ready? Are you guys smoking, drinking? What are you doing? I just ate a muffin before I came on here, so I hope you're partying it up like I am. Feel free to join in on the chat, of course, as always. Ask some questions. Let's hang out with Sons of Venus tonight.
VonPod. Welcome to VonPod. I've got chicken heads and deli creeps, scary monsters and super creeps on VonPod. You're listening to VonPod. aliens and skunk dogs. I hope you're here to chat along to VonPod.
You can watch and chat with us live.
VonPod.
Like and share and subscribe.
VonPod.
It's always a
You're
surprise.
watching VonPod. VonPod.
All right.
Hello.
Wow.
Well, good evening.
Welcome back to two of you. Welcome for the first time, John Sully. I saw you banging your head, man. You like that song? It's catchy, right?
No. Yeah, great. I love the
Thank you.
keyboard. It's my favorite part.
Yeah.
I'm an
Thank
80s
you.
kid, so it has the 80s all over it.
Well, I'm an 80s baby, so
There
I
you
was
go.
born.
Yeah.
You know what was number one the day I was born? And of course, if anyone looks this up, it'll age myself perfectly. But Jump by Van Halen.
Oh, yeah, there's the keyboard.
So,
right
yeah,
there.
I was literally born into that keyboard sound.
I love it.
If someone makes a movie about my life one day, that's the opening music. So
Or,
if
well,
they can afford it.
and also the end of your life if you decide to jump.
that would be a good
That's what the
wraparound.
song's about. People don't realize that's what the
No,
song.
yeah, of course. No, I know.
So, you want to say you are son of Moog?
Oh, yeah. We say Moog. We say Moog here.
Moog. Okay, Moog. Okay.
But back in the old country, we say Moog.
Yeah, I know.
Back in old country, like far east from Kazakhstan.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Moog.
you mentioned just right now editing props. Thank you. I
Yes.
think
Was that you?
no. I dabble in editing, but I'm not there yet. But it was John and Tanya Glebova, and John's under John direction. He can talk about it. I don't know.
John?
Well,
Tell me about
first,
the video.
hey, Kevin, I want to say
Hey,
hi.
how are you?
And
Nice to
thank
meet
you
you.
so much for inviting us. This is so exciting.
Of
I love.
course.
I checked out your stuff, and I'm a fan already. So
Oh,
it's a
thank
pleasure
you.
and an honor. And thank
I
you.
knew it. I knew it. That's the
Yeah.
first thing. I mean, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I told Kevin, like, listen, you gotta meet Sally. He's like, yeah, he's the guy.
Yeah, I
You're
think we're
gonna
gonna
like
vibe.
it.
And thank you, Igor and Ruslan, because I know you guys had met before. So thanks for bringing me in the mix. I feel the love. I feel it. I can
Yes,
feel it.
they came on the Mad Meg show.
Yes.
And
Very
so-
cool. Very cool.
I saw us in the VonPod,
Yeah.
the song. We were in there along with Carrot. Now that's not Carrot Top, right?
That is not the comedian Carrot Top. He is the rock and roll singer Carrot Top with two
Okay,
P's.
sorry, we've been
Alright.
interrupting. Sally had something to say, and
I did.
Yeah, go check
I
out the
wanted to
Radioactive Chicken Heads. I used to be in that band.
I wanted to say we need more carrot heads.
They're in LA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See,
Yeah,
there you go.
Chicken Heads are in LA
Yeah, that's great. That's
for
great.
about 30 years, almost.
Oh my, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. So yeah, we want to talk about the video.
Yes, let's talk about the video. So I just to introduce myself to, if anyone doesn't know, I do video editing and video production, and I've made a lot of music videos. And wow, first of all, that's an 8-minute song, so that's a long video to edit, and that's a lot of changes.
A lot of
And
cuts.
I'm just that's
Yeah, a lot of
I see. I'm impressed with the amount of effort that it looks like it took.
It did. It really did. And it's funny because the video was created in my mind the second we had the name Sons of Venus. I saw the whole video because we all liked the name, but a lot of what attracted it to me was the moniker SOV. So I love triptychs. I'm a big fan of triptychs. The band is a triptych. We're a 3-piece band. I love the idea of beginning, middle, and end. I love the idea in music we use chord progressions 1-4-5s, 2-5-1s. There's all these kind of threes in the third dimension. Like I like math and all those kind of esoteric.
You might like my last guest on the show was from a band called 3. So
Oh, so there you go. So exactly. So right when I had the SOV, I just saw FBI, CIA, AIF. You know, I saw all these other monikers just come in there, and then from there, I realized the song "Living in Blood's" got these triptychs that are in it: dong, 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 dong. It's got all these threes that are moving in it, and then the underlining guitar line is just that triad. Da, 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 da. Oh, so I realized, oh, the whole song is threes. So I saw it really quickly. The trick was to get Tanya to say yes, she would do it. That was the trick, because once I told her what I wanted, she knew too. But she also knew that it was going to look really cool and really good and have a nice impact. So
Right.
thank God she followed me. So I did. I had to give her the timeline. I had to write out the timeline. I want this one on this timeline. I want this letter to change on this one. And I went through each one, and
Yeah.
God bless her. She
I
did.
almost feel like the hardest work was finding enough 3 letters to fill the
No,
whole
I
video.
got her all the content for her. I got all the
Yeah.
images. What she did is she
That's
hollowed.
great.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you know what? Sometimes people are like, "Can you make this?" Here's nothing.
There's nothing. No.
Yeah.
But she helped me. She's like, she knew that when I told her I had nothing. She's like, here's some good places to get something. And so once
Yeah.
I start, you know, and we've worked together on many things before, so we have a good rapport. I really trust her. She really trusts me. We know once the car gets moving, we're going down the road. You know, so
She's also like huge fan of. I mean, she's in the documentary film industry, and she's like,
cool.
you know, it's perfect. And Sally too in the theater and documentary and history. So both of them was good luck for Sons of Venus.
we have a similar sensibility.
She actually
Yeah.
made a little documentary about John and
I
the,
saw
and the
that.
village. Yeah, you saw
Yeah,
it?
so that's her. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah, I was I had to watch it on Instagram. I couldn't find it on YouTube. But
Well,
I think it
It's
is
the-
on. It's on. It should be on YouTube. But
Is it?
yeah, I
it's
think
not
it
on
is.
the Sons of Venus page, I'll tell
No,
you
it's
that.
not on the Sons of Venus page. That's something we should maybe do. We should put it
Yeah.
on there. Yeah.
we
It's
did
on
do
my-
it on the Instagram page.
Yeah, it's on my page. I have a
Okay.
site, johnsully.org, and you can see more of my. I do a lot of installation work, so I do like art installation, interactive installations, immersive installations. So it's like a theatrical, but not really. It's like downtown New York City art shit.
Yeah, and I like seeing the New York City sort of origin story, and I wasn't quite around for that era, but what I found interesting about it was sort of your era, that era's punk rock to you was like techno music,
Well, I mean,
sort of,
it
or
turned
jungle
into-
music.
Yeah, there you go. So
Jungle,
so it
more
did.
specific.
So I was a fan of all of it. The Detroit house, all the original old school techno stuff. The original Donna Summer when she was first bringing on what's his name with the sequencer, all that stuff. I loved all the origins of it, but nothing pulled me into that world until I heard the Jungle drum and bass coming out of Brixton in England. That really, because it's got that almond break and a lot of James Brown samples. So I love the funk. So
Those,
it's weird. It's
yeah,
weird.
those
weird,
break beats, right?
Yeah, the break beats. So disco kind of got rid of the funk and straightened it all out, and Jungle took all that funk they took out and squished it into a whole other genre. So I went that way big time, and I actually stopped playing instruments for a little while, and I really got into computers and sequencers and programming, and I was going out cool electronic sets, and
Is any of that music still out there that we could check out?
Not in the digital sense of the digital world.
You get it on vinyl, perhaps.
Yeah, I have some on vinyl.
Really?
If you go into, I'm not in my apartment now, but in my apartment, I live in the East Village. So yeah, I got some of that vinyl, and I use it to decorate the walls now.
Nice. Well, if you care to share, like, what were you releasing music under back then? Can people go search it out? Go on Discogs and stalk you?
So it's different, so most of it was like independently released, and we used to do a thing called white labels. I don't know if you know what a white label is, but that's
tell me.
Yeah, white labels is basically you just go to a mastering place, and they take whatever, like what we were mastering down onto, which was like beta or cassette, and then you would go in there and they would have a lathe and then burn a record, and they would just put a white label on it, and then you would write with a magic marker, and then you would hand out to DJs. So that's what we were doing. But mostly what I was doing was spinning the stuff that we were making or recording it to, like, after a while we'd start to record it onto like ADAT and things like that. But I never released anything like on a label or on a major label or anything like that.
And I find it interesting because you can hear somewhat of it. I don't know. I feel like I hear somewhat of an influence of that kind of stuff in Sons of Venus, although you're a very instrument-based band.
Yes.
So it's like very, and I know I heard you on another interview say you might think you're hearing electronics, but it's really just your cool guitar setup.
Yeah, it's feedback. A lot of
is it all kind of influenced each other, and you found like other ways to generate those kind of sounds?
Exactly. I don't know if you remember a band called Nerve. Nerve was a band that came out. Yo-Yo Ma is probably the most famous guy out of it. So he was the first drummer to take what they were doing with computers and recreate it and do it physically. So it flipped again on its head, where now you have these musicians that were taking what electronic music was doing and it brought it back to acoustic instruments. And that was a really big influence. They used to play on First Avenue all the time at a place called Izzy Bar that was downstairs. And I used to go to that. It used to be like 20 people squished in a room. And I used to go and see that all the time. And again, like, to me, they're like such a giant, huge, famous band, but most people never even heard them. That's just how it was.
Well, you know what? Let's hear them right now.
Okay, there you go.
Let's see if we don't get in trouble for this one.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Jojo.
Cool. Yeah, do you know these guys?
I mean, I know them from sitting like so close that like his hi-hat used to just blow in my face. So
cool.
I know them more from the scene.
Well, what year were they, like, you know,
90s.
most popular? The 90s? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it.
Is this Bunker Studio?
Oh yeah, it looks like Bunker.
They really,
So you know the space too, huh?
Yeah, so this is where we recorded our first record in the same studio. So
cool.
you're right on it, Kevin. You are right on it.
Hey. And I thought I knew nothing about you.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, we got a little sample of that, and we didn't get shut down, so we
perfect.
We did that correctly.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, John is a drummer. I mean, so is Ruslan, but I mean, John is originally, right? You're a drummer.
Yes. Yeah. I studied drums. It's more like an instrument that I learned properly, where guitar, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Is that why your style is so, like, out there and unique, I guess?
So. Yeah, there's a couple of reasons. I cut my finger off. It's a little, I don't know if you know who Tony Iommi is, a black.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Or
I've heard that's why they detune the guitars. That's the rumor,
so
right?
I also, if you can see, like, my one, see how crooked my one, I can't, see how I can't do it with the camera. It's all opposite.
Wait, let me,
you can see how there you go. See how that finger is broken?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that also forces me to play a kind of strange style.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I was lucky enough to once see the original lineup of Black Sabbath.
Oh, fantastic.
No, I didn't.
The drummer,
the drummer from Faith No More was playing drums.
Yes.
Mike Borden.
Yeah.
But it was still cool. It was the first time I think they reunited.
Yeah.
In like 1997.
And it's great that you brought up Faith No More, because we were just compared to Faith No More.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, an Angel Dust.
Yes.
Something about Angel Dust.
Huh. I love Angel Dust, but I don't see the comparison.
No, I think that was one of their records, right? One of their albums.
Yeah. But it's like, that's like a kind of like a heavy metal record for them.
Yes. But there's other stuff in there, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I always liked about them. There is some kind of other music that's happening the other time. So
yeah, I love Faith No More and
me too.
Other Mike Patton projects. We've had Amani Coppola from Peeping Tom on this show. Go back and watch the episode.
Oh,
yeah. Mike Patton. Oh man, I'm debating whether to go see Mr. Bungle again.
Of course.
They're doing like their thrash metal stuff. Have you seen that?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, it's great. They got Dave Lombardo on drums.
Oh my God, that's gonna be insane! I'm glad.
Well, they've done it before, but they're back on the road again. And Scott Ian from Anthrax is playing second guitar for them.
Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, they're all from Queens.
Yeah, right. Like my mother.
Oh yes, yeah, same with mine.
Yeah, my mom.
My dad's from Queens. My mom's
Okay.
from Memphis. Yeah.
That's funny. And my dad's from the Bronx, and my mom was from Queens.
Oh, so we're the opposite. That's
Yeah.
so-
And but like she kind of stopped listening to music when like the Beatles started taking drugs. So she missed the Ramones, she missed
Oh,
Kiss. It was just
Oh,
like,
yeah,
what?
yeah,
You didn't even know this was happening? How?
what about the Velvet Underground? Did you know?
Yeah, no way. Not even close. Yeah, I can not imagine her up hanging out in the factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of where we started too. I used to work at a place. It was called Ideal Glass, which was modeled after the factory. It was that
Okay.
type of place, and I was like an artistic director there. And Ruslan was hanging out. Igor too. There was a Russian bar right down the street that we'd go back and forth between the two places. And I think that's how the Slavic and the New York kind of became like a gumbo borscht.
Do any of these places still exist?
Yeah, Ideal Glass moved. It's not in its original place, and it's become a little bit more privatized. It's not as open on the street as it used to be. And did we lose?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. So now they're just in.
Yeah, we
Brooklyn.
did.
I live like a half a block away from the only Anyway. The place was called Anyway Cafe, but they had, I mean, it's not a franchise, but they had like 4 of them around New York. They opened an Anyway Beach, which has nothing to do with Anyway completely. It's just like burgers and Philly cheesesteaks or something. It's like this little,
That's a different vibe.
like a half a diner.
A little bit.
But the one in the Village on East 2nd and 2nd, that was the place that we all hung out in.
That
think
seems like a pretty
lot.
prime location.
I live in the last one left that's actually kind of has live music and stuff. It's in Brooklyn, right? It's a half a block from where I live. It's one of the perks, but it's
It could be a perk. It could be a curse. It depends on which one.
well, yeah. I mean, it's not what it used to be, and it's not. But
yeah, the first one, original one, got closed. The one in East Village.
Yeah, the one on East 2nd and 2nd.
Yeah, like few months ago.
Oh man, really recent.
It was a special place. It was very special place.
When I was waiting tables, I was trying to get a job there for years, and they would never give me a job. And
See how smart they were?
like the thing about getting a job there, you had to like drink your ass, like you had to drink a lot and hang out, and I never hung out enough. So like when I would come and like I would come and ask for a job there.
I never hang out there enough, but I got
Now
tired
nobody
there.
hangs out.
I mean,
This is how we hang out now.
Yeah, you're right.
This
But
is how
I-
this is my social
hiring?
Yeah, that's true.
Every time I would ask them for a job, they would send me to a place across the street. Like they would never hire me personally, but they gave me recommendations.
That's why you're with us.
Well, speaking of hanging out like this, can we expect the Sons of Venus to play any shows anytime in the future? I know you're kind of in not all in the same place at the moment.
Yeah, but we will be soon. But yeah, we want to do a record release. So
Nice.
we do, yeah. And right? Anyone want to take over on this conversation? I'm talking so much.
Yes,
I'll
we do.
take over. No, just kidding.
Yeah, we want to do a record release as soon as we're all in the same place, preferably New York. We have I think we have a couple of places that we would love to do the record release at. And you're just distracting me with this one. My eyes are going in 3 different
The
directions.
Brady Bunch.
Dude, why
No,
is it-
keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely a record release. And I mean, once we're all in the same place, we'd love to do some more live shows and get back.
No, we're
into
going to this summer expect
Yeah.
some of Sons of Venus going to arrive to New York City and take over.
Yeah, and I have to apologize to Mad Meg because I have not actually seen you play. It seems like every time you play, I'm working.
Oh, boy.
So to all those bands watching me right now, the best way to get me to your show is to hire me to film it or take
Oh,
pictures.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
and then I will be there.
That's a good
Oh,
idea.
you're doing a G Ward document.
Oh,
Gwar.
Guar.
Gwar. I always say because when I learned of that band, when I learned of that band, I was still in high school, right?
Ah,
And like when I listened to that, and I always pronounce it G Ward. It's always like
wow.
Yeah.
Catherine. So do you know them? Do you know Guar? Do you know those guys?
I do a different show on this channel all about Guar. It's called the Guar Pod.
Do you know
And
who Catherine Mazer is? Does that name ring a bell?
no, I don't think so. Who's that?
Oh, so you have to ask them because they know her
Okay.
really well. So she goes way back in the day, and I think she basically helped them with props and costumes back in the day.
That's not a name I've heard before.
Yeah, so she's in New Zealand now, but she
Oh.
worked on a lot of films and stuff. But I think she's out there in I think she went out to New Zealand to do films because a lot of the Hollywood business moved out to New Zealand actually. But I don't think she does it anymore. I think she started her own business. But she was there in the early days of war.
Come on the show. What's her name?
Yeah, Catherine Mazer.
Catherine Mazer. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a show about Guar, and I'm now officially licensed by them to use their name and everything.
Fantastic.
So
That's amazing.
if you, yes, there is a documentary about them. It's on Shudder. I had nothing to do with it, and my biggest problem with the documentary is that I did not get to make it. So this is kind of like my contribution to that world.
Good.
Yeah. If you're into Guar, I know it's nothing like Sons of Venus, but yeah.
My teenage years I spent in Maryland, and like I used to go to all these like old record and cassette shops and all, and just purchase whatever was on sale. And Guar was on sale. I mean, nobody else. That's how I would consume whatever was on sale.
Nice.
Probably. But that, like, I have a tape.
Which
from
one
the
is it? Do you
time-
remember?
Yeah, it's somewhere in Maryland. But I mean,
yeah.
I have a tape. So I never had any friends who listened to him except you, Kevin.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I never learned to pronounce their name correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we all learned something tonight.
Did you
Yeah.
like the Plasmatics too and Wendy O. Williams and all? Did you ever get into any of that stuff?
I like them in theory more than I wasn't around for it, so I didn't get to experience it. I did meet one of their drummers once. I forget his name at the moment, but if I saw it, I would be like, yeah, it was that guy. Yeah, I've had people on this show who did play with the Plasmatics, not in the band, but like opening for them, and they blowing up the cars and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I loving the theatrics of the band for sure.
Yeah, big time.
I was in Green Jelly.
Oh, okay.
Or I am in Green Jelly, I guess you could say.
And you guys,
I'm an inactive member at the moment, but I am technically a member. Yes.
all right, well, check it out. We'll have to check
Green
it out.
Jelly, you don't remember them?
No,
Three Little Pigs.
no, I don't know this.
Little pig.
Oh,
let
that's
me
right.
in.
That's right.
And Maynard from Tool is the voice of the pigs.
That's right.
Claymation video. Yeah, it was huge.
I didn't remember the name of the
They were like I don't know. They're not really kid friendly, but they were like the kid friendly version of Guar.
Yeah.
Because they wear costumes and stuff too. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I am involved in the world a little bit. Where's your theatrics? When's the rock opera of Sons of Venus coming?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. So we'll see
I'm relating this back, to you.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Yeah. But we're Sons of Venus, I think, is a little bit more cinematic, as you see with the video. So I think the way we'll go about it is to try to get some good video prop happening behind us, and so we can concentrate on making the music. That's kind of a little bit what the vibe of this kind of group is a little bit. We love the cinema, we love the marriage of the two, and so we're going to experiment more and trying to make those things happen. And that would be great if maybe there's a collaboration here somewhere.
Hey,
I would love it.
That's why I do this, to make these connections.
Great idea.
I remember me and Ruslan were like we were in several different bands together. Like way back in the day, we were in this band called the Clocks, which Sons of Venus kind of grew out of and became. And we were talking about this, and I remembered me and you had an idea where there's like a trolley cart that moves through the stage with a saxophonist, and he just plays one note and then he leaves. I think that,
Yeah,
there was something like
yeah.
Put it
I
in the
think there was
budget.
no. There was
not a good,
there was some part in the song, I believe, and we thought just like like it was like little, and we imagined like we would perform the show, and just like one sax player with the one note, and just
and
like
it just does this little thing, and we never see him again.
Yeah. Hey, I'm into it. I like a little mystery in my music.
There was, um, I think we were saying there's like this Russian avant-garde music, Kuryokhin. I think when we were talking about, we were thinking about, he used to bring like cows on stage, and he used to like
Too much.
cow-
Too much.
cows and goats and stuff.
ZZ Top, ZZ Top,
ZZ Top.
ZZ
They used to
Top
do
did that?
that.
Yeah, ZZ Top, their first big world tour. They had steers, rattlesnakes, vultures. They had a whole
Gee, vultures. That seems a little
Vultures.
dangerous.
Oh, it used to stand like, exist right above the drummer, and the drummer said anytime they did a slow song, the vulture would start to look at him and lick his chops.
Wow. I did not know that about ZZ Top.
Yeah, you got to go back.
I have no idea.
In
I just
fact,
know the guy who's named Beard doesn't have the beard.
correct.
That's so weird,
Frank,
right?
Frank Beard. Yeah.
Frank Beard, that's right. So let me ask you this. I know you have 3 albums out, and they each were kind of made with a different methodology of creating music.
That is correct.
Well, I guess we could go into that, but to relate it to the live shows, when you do play live, would you be playing songs, or would you be creating a new experience each time?
Yeah, so we've done both, right? We've
both.
just as
Right,
we-
because your second album was improvised live. Is that what I gather?
yeah, but with no discussion, like a jazz band will usually use a standard to
Right.
improvise. So you get your what they call the head, which is the chord progression and the melody, and they call that the head. Everyone runs through the head, and then once everyone's got the head, they can go leave, and everyone takes the turn and improvises.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what we're doing. We're literally
No. It's just yeah.
it starts from silence, and we go from there. That's it. So whoever makes the first sound, whatever it is, it's all in.
No, it usually starts with a SMS chart. It's like, you want to jam tonight? Oh yeah, let's do it. And then it starts like, what I'm gonna play, just like 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. And then later on, a few weeks later, Sally just bring the stuff and it's like, listen, this is what we played.
Was
Wow.
it just the music improvised? Did you do the lyrics and everything later?
Oh, lyrics,
Yeah,
lyrics
too.
like
Yeah.
universe speak through the Sally.
Yeah, it's
I
very.
mean, just like whatever we're going to, while we're building this, this atmosphere, this when we open these doors to the whatever we open, and like just like Sally opens up and there's lyrics on top of it, because the most of the record just like the lyrics just came out during the playing music later on, just editing a little bit and on overdub it.
Yeah, the only thing I do is I go back and listen to it and write it down. Whatever.
Wow.
Why am I saying this? I have no idea. But it's I have a meditation practice. I think it has something to do with that, because something very similar happens to me in meditation. And I think something about Igor's energy, Ruslan's energy, when we get together, they allow me to be vulnerable, and they somehow support it, and it just becomes like, again, that triptych plucks in, and it's like it's a generator. It just does this,
Ditto.
and it comes, and we know when it's happening. We all feel it, and everyone gets behind it, and then we just know it. It's a knowing. It's a very strange thing.
So do you write set lists at all, or is it just, do we want to play songs we know tonight, or do we want to just improvise?
Well, we
No,
never.
no,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just going to
No,
say, so we've had
John.
shows where we literally said, let's do exactly what we do when we get together. Let's not say anything, and let's just start playing. And the audience, they don't know what the fuck is going on.
They probably don't know the songs.
They don't know.
anyways,
So they're just going, wow, what do they do? Like, 'cause it's heavy when it happens. You can tell some of the energy. And then we've gone on and we've literally exactly recreate the record as from the beginning to the end and follow the whole flow and the whole thing. So we're into all of it. Like it's really about where do the three of us feel like we're at kind of emotionally, and then feeling where the audience is at emotionally, and then making that call from there. So we have to have this discussion. But I would love for this gig that we're going to do, that's going to be the record opener. I would love to do the whole record. That's what I would like to do.
Yeah.
Have so well, let me ask this first. What was the methodology of making this record?
So basically, it was smack in the middle of COVID. We were all separate. I was in New Haven because I was working up at Yale. I was doing sound design for Yale, and stuck up there. And Igor was in Maryland, right? I believe you were in Maryland. And then
Absolutely.
Ruslan was in a combination of New York and then every state that you can imagine, because he was driving at the time. So I kind of I played a little meditation trick on myself, where I set up the same setup I would have if we're improvising and jamming in our studio. And I just kind of felt like they were there, and I just did the same thing. I created an improvisational track, and it started with the first song, The Art of Coincidence, which was kind of what the meditation was based on, and a whole record just came out. And I put it all together. I overdubbed stuff. I put vocals. I did the vocals at the same time as I did the guitar. I overdubbed some keyboards. I cleaned it up. I edited, and then I didn't say anything to them. I just sent it to them to see what they think, and they both came back to me and said the same thing. Oh my God, I want to play on this. This sounds like a new Sons of Venus record. So I basically helped them get their studios together, so this way they could track where they were, and then they sent me their tracks, and I put it all together.
Wow, yeah, because I mean, I heard that, and I'm thinking usually records start with putting down the drums first. And, like, how does it work
All
if you put the
backwards.
drums? Yeah, did you like have to play to a click, or are you just that good?
Yes.
Ruslan?
Tell them.
Well, I
Ruslan,
had
there's
to
no
play.
click.
I had to play it through the Sally.
Yeah, I was the click.
It was the click.
But it sounds tight. You would never know.
Yeah.
No, because the music is there, and it doesn't make a difference for me as a drummer. Is it live show? It's recorded. The music is there. I listen a couple of times, and I put the click. It was right there.
Mhm.
I recorded drums right there in the corner, and few takes, and I just sent it to Sally, and then he just
And a lot of it is actually off, but that's what I like about it. I like that it's not quantized. I like that it goes past the bar line. Everything I hear today is so square, quantized. It's just, and it's not that it's anything wrong with it. It just seems to be out of balance. It's so, polarized on one side. So much music, even music that you normally wouldn't need to do that to, like folk music or country music. Everything is being quantized. So I just felt that let's just go the other way. And
I generally like the fact that I've been in a bunch of bands. John has been in. I don't know how many bands he has been in, musical projects and albums.
Well, let's count them. No, just kidding.
Do you have another hour?
Yeah, well,
and Ruslan has been in a bunch of bands. I mean, me and Ruslan have been in a bunch of bands. He brought me to Mad Mag, actually. But like the way this project works, like the approach of it is almost kind of spiritual. Like you kind of wait.
right.
We kind of. It's like
you don't sound like Mad Meg.
No. It's not.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a very Mad Mag is a very down for me is a very down to earth project. This is a very spiritual. It's kind of every composition is like a prayer in a sense, because it comes to you. We don't sit down and we say we want to write a song. The song, we take our instrument, we wait for the song to come to us. The same thing with the recording process.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the recording process comes to us. And John, I give huge props to John. I mean, I don't know who else does this, if anyone. Well, probably maybe somebody, but I don't know anybody. I don't know what you're pointing. Okay. Yeah, that guy. He takes our character, he takes our musical character, me and Ruslan, and he incorporates it into
Kids
the
Incorporated.
songs the way that he would instruments that he would play. So it's like we have our character. I have the way I play the bass that is different probably from a bunch of people. Ruslan has a way of thinking about the drums that I've never heard anybody think about the drums the way that he does. And John notices that, he takes it, and no matter how we're recording the album, that's incorporated. Our character, our musical character, is it's a spiritual thing in a way, and that's different.
It is. On this record, Sally told me one thing, which actually, actually clicked me, because when we were set up the drums, I asked him. I said, like, listen, because usually, when you record the drums, you mic every drum. Some people put 1,000 mics on one kick,
Not
on
Van
one
Halen.
snare.
On Van Halen.
Yeah,
2 overheads and a bass drum.
Yeah.
that's what he did. And I'm
Yeah.
like, listen, maybe we need a snare maybe we need a
Right.
mic for the snare. He's like, I want to record you. I don't want to record drums.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a second, what? Because I used to it that like the mics, everything pick it
Yeah.
up, and
Yeah,
if
one
I
on
did-
top of the snare, one on the bottom.
yes, and
Yeah.
everything you can like you just can do the bottom thing and bring it up, and it's like, I want to record you. You just play. I want to record, and it doesn't matter. And I'm like, oh,
Less
it
to
makes
mix.
sense. Yeah, and I'm like, fuck yeah. Can I say fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Fuck
said,
Well, it's too late.
Yeah.
Well, I
We
said,
avoid it for the
yeah.
first few
Favorite
minutes for the
word.
algorithm, and then it's all anything you want.
I said,
Oh, come on. I do a show
yeah.
about guar here. We can't
right.
keep it clean.
We
And
gotta raise up the bar.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's totally changed everything, because I started to play because I want to, whatever mic I had, it doesn't matter, in one mic, I want to make sure it record me, not the drums, record me through the drums. And like any dynamic or anything I put it, that there was a couple suggestion or advice from Sally, but yeah, I just like totally changed my thinking of recording drums.
And
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna
Perfect rhythm.
yeah, I was gonna say, I learned back in the day, especially with DJing, when I was DJing and I was playing like this perfectly recorded kick drum that's just moving the subwoofer,
Mhm.
punching people right in the stomach, and they're feeling it through the whole body, and these super crisp, high frequency hi-hats that are just dancing right in your eardrums, and people are dancing and going nuts. And then I would just slide in like a 1966 James Brown track that sounds like it's being played on a telephone, and the place just loses its mind. Because they just know it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the energy, right? Capturing the energy. So I always
James
knew
Brown
that.
had a great rhythm section.
Yep.
The
Uh,
best. The best.
Bootsy Collins.
Yes, of course. You got it. Exactly. I turned it to Funkadelic.
Bootsy Collins, join
Yeah.
my show, be on my show. We'll
Oh,
talk
that
about
would be
Zillatron.
Yeah. Which turned into D-Light, and he played with D-Light. Yeah, right.
Oh
All that.
yeah, the groove is in the heart. I got in trouble on this show for playing that video once.
Ah, that's great.
Yeah,
no
I
trouble.
won though. I won.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, so what they send you something that says you shouldn't do that, and then you make
Basically,
your case? Okay,
yeah. It was a
That's YouTube.
fair use commentary. So
Okay. Yeah.
YouTube is stupid. Once I we we
Yes.
have this friend.
You heard it
we
here
have-
first. We're on YouTube, by the way.
and we got shut down.
I'm
And
sorry.
it's gone.
I love it when
And this is our last episode.
I love when like you go, people.
We
go,
actually we just want to let you know. Once we've been invited to the roof, and then there was last gig for this roof.
The roof is on fire.
the guy invited us to his roof party. He's like, guys, I want to ask to play on my roof, and we played. And then he had to leave the apartment, and because of that.
No, what are we talking about?
remember what's his name? Irakli, the guy, Georgian guy. He invited us to the
Was
Brooklyn
that a,
roof.
was that a
Remember?
Oh,
double
that's
bill?
right.
Was
Yeah,
that a
yeah,
Mad Meg Sons of Venus double bill?
yeah, yeah. We
Yeah,
did
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's
That
right.
was
That's
yeah,
right.
that was both bands in one night. That
And
was
and
fantastic.
I had a memory of me and the Clocks, which this band, me and Rusla, we had this. I thought that he was talking about that gig, but for some reason, but we had a gig where we played, and there was a literal tornado and thunderstorm,
That was
and
the 4th of
it
July.
was right in the middle of our performance, and we
Wow.
didn't stop. I think we got electrocuted. And we
Ah,
didn't like
yeah,
it was the whole
then-
thing. Our instrument, like the cover that was blowing, it flew off, like we
Flew
were
off.
covered in water, and we just kept playing. We played it till the end.
They
yeah,
don't
yeah,
remember
yeah.
they got amnesia.
You tore the
So
roof
I
off
think-
the sucker.
But I think I interrupted, or somebody interrupted Ruslan. Ruslan had something.
Yeah, what was your point, Ruslan?
Ruslan, what was your very important point?
No, I already
Yeah.
did. I said somebody invited us on the roof and the show got closed. So I said, stupid
they-
YouTube.
That's right.
Just
I
I
thought
don't want.
it was a reference to the Beatles.
That's a good reference.
Oh, the
but
rooftop gig. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was their last gig. That was their last.
Yeah,
gig.
well,
Are you saying you guys are as important as the Beatles?
No, but as important as Jesus, but not the Beatles.
There you go. That's an
Yes.
important distinction. Yeah.
we're
get
bigger than
due props
Beatles,
for
but
you, man.
well,
I told you it was going to be a
probably-
late night hang.
I'm pretty sure John Lennon right now with Jesus on top is like, so who do you think is bigger now? It's like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I think this band just functions in a kind of very organic way,
I see.
and that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen every day. I mean, I'm very thankful and very lucky to be a part of it, and I'm sure the guys can say the same. But
I mean,
it's amen, right? But just the way this. I mean, you spoke about the second record. I mean, I love the third record. I love the first record. The second record, it's a spiritual journey because there was no place else to go. There was literally no place else to go. It was just three of us, and there was nowhere to play. I mean, this is like the midst of COVID.
The second record came out
the
during
second
COVID.
record. Yeah,
Oh,
the
wow.
one that was improvised, right?
Mhm.
So there was nowhere to play. There was nobody wanted to play with you. I mean, people would literally, if you didn't wear your mask or whatever, they wouldn't play and so on and so forth. And
But
we
everything
just
was
like
closed. It was terrible.
everything was closed. There was nowhere. And what did we do? We got together and this accidentally recorded. It was like an act of God, really, in a way, because it wasn't meant to be recorded. It wasn't meant to be anything, really. It was just us getting together in the midst of this chaos. And
so
and it-
basically, each album,
Yeah.
our new album called
crisis to
Crisis
crisis.
to Crisis.
That's
Yes.
right.
So, but
Coming out.
each of
Coming
our-
out. Yeah, that's right.
June
Coming out. next
June
Friday,
9th.
June 9th.
Thank
next
you.
Friday coming
Thank you,
out.
There you
Kevin.
go.
New
You're
album, yeah, it's Crisis, but basically each of previous albums they are about the different crisis. So it's from crisis to crisis to crisis,
Right.
from crisis to crisis.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a good
I
way.
was
So
gonna
they-
ask if there was like an overall theme at all to like. The
No, because they
lyrics
all
or-
conceptual. Each of them, like it's not they've been recorded randomly because we had ideas and thoughts, and we wanted to say something to people in each album because we are always in the same wave. We don't have any arguments between us because we see the world and the same way, and whatever is going on in the world, this is got reflected through the music. And that's why each of album, the whole conceptual and beautiful lyrics by Sally, and you might notice that his English better than ours. So yeah. So yeah, and he's really poetic and right on point. Each word so sharp and so beautiful, and same way can be romantic and like really poetic and beautiful.
Well, the thing I remember about the first record was something about peanut butter. So,
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
That's
wow.
right.
so
Yes.
what was
This
that
is
about?
actually a song,
Was that a
you-
crisis? Did you have no
Yeah,
peanut
Black
butter that day?
Friday.
That's
Black
bad
Friday.
luck.
Of
That's
course.
bad luck.
Yeah, bad luck.
This is
You
this
know
is
what's
the block.
funny? Sorry, Ruslan. Sorry about
No,
that.
no, don't be.
No, please. No,
No,
I
you can-
just it's important. It's important. I don't know where you're pointing to, but yeah. You know what's funny? Just like 20 seconds before you said that, I was thinking about that song.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking about that particular song, about that particular lyric.
Yeah,
That's what. Yeah,
it's kismet.
yeah.
I think this is the mix of Talking Heads and Fate No More. There's
Hmm.
the sound wise.
Oh yeah. I hear that. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good.
You know what I was gonna say for your new album, at least. It all sounds British to me, actually.
Oh.
I don't know if you get this. I heard
Pink Floydish.
Pink Floyd was the first
Yeah.
thing I thought of.
Yeah.
Massive Attack. Even
Yeah.
though
Right on.
does that ring for you guys? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the Who.
Yeah, of course.
All
right.
right.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Big time.
Well, thank you for this.
Yeah, the whole Dead Languages, the whole intro is all Pete Townsend.
That's
all
exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
right
I can see that.
Oh, some of my favorite stuff in the world. Well, it's crazy because the label is a British label. So the label that signed us, I guess they're feeling it the same way.
Maybe.
So
yeah.
and actually the first record also was on it wasn't British, but it was a European label. So there is something there's that Euro sound that's going on. Remember I told you that the drum and bass is Brixton. It's Brixton bass.
Mhm.
So yeah, you're on it, Kevin. You're on it.
Okay, good.
You're hitting them all. You're hitting all the marks.
I got to see them once before John Entwistle died. It was great.
Oh
They
yeah,
played Quadrophenia.
yeah. Pete Townsend is definitely one of my major heroes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm hearing it correctly.
Yeah. Well, if you look at I mean, there's so many levels because you can look at Baba O'Reilly is a
Mhm.
great example because he's taking an electronic
Right.
musician and then a guru and mixing those two things together and they're a rock band. So
Mhm.
in fact, that is like exactly really
Yeah.
our ingredients in many ways. Yeah, very similar ingredients.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what was the song that we were doing on the intro?
Living in blood.
Yeah.
Living Blood.
That really reminded me of like Angel from Massive Attack's Mezzanine.
Yeah, big
like the
time.
drumming and the
Also a
vibe.
big influence. Yeah. Did you ever see the movie Pi?
By Darren Aronofsky.
Yes.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah, that's a good one to check back in on. 'cause
Yeah.
that
His
soundtrack-
movies, it's like they're great, but you need to be in the right mood for them because
Yes.
they're gonna fuck your day up.
Yes. Well, that's a little bit of the track. The track is kind of a little bit the same thing,
Right,
You
right.
got to be ready for it. Yeah.
But was that Darren Aronofsky or Christopher Nolan?
I don't know.
No, it is Darren Aronofsky. But
Yeah.
Christopher
Yeah.
Nolan had
And
the
then
other.
then he did Requiem for a
I
Dream
noticed
after
his
that.
movies
Another
always.
great one.
Yeah,
Another one that'll fuck you up.
Each of his movies, they're almost the same.
But if you want to go back to the
No.
British thing, all the music for his movies are done by the guy from Pop Will Eat Itself,
Oh, crazy.
whose name is not coming to my mind right now. But
Yeah.
you'll know it when I say it.
Okay.
Pop Will Eat Itself. From Birmingham.
Birmingham's where Black Sabbath is from.
Clint Mansell.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's-
So,
But Birmingham, that's Black Sabbath. That's.
do you know Pop Will Eat Itself?
I know the band. Yeah.
Ich bin ein Ausländer and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, they were on Trent Reznor's label for a minute.
Uh huh. Love
Um,
9 Inch Nails, Marilyn
yeah.
Manson, the Florida Boys. I call them the Florida Boys.
right. Yeah.
I
Oh
saw-
yeah, because you're in Florida,
I'm in
right?
Florida right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, if on that line of bands, do you know the Jenna Torturers?
I don't.
Oh.
What a great name.
Well, my friend's in that band, and they live in Tampa, and
Oh.
they came up with like Marilyn Manson's and stuff like that in the '90s.
Oh, that's great. Are they still going? Are they still
Yeah.
going?
Mhm.
Oh, that's great. You have to check them out. I'll be up in Tampa probably next month. I'll be up.
I will be there as well.
Oh,
for a
dude.
week. Yeah.
Dang, that would be great.
Maybe
I
we
love
can link up. You're working. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about day job shit, but
No, it's great. It's a theater here, and it's a very famous theater in Sarasota. It's called the
okay.
Oscar Theater. So
I was gonna say I have a friend who works sound, I think, for House of Blues in Tampa. So
okay, so there you go. That's very cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to meet him and chat. But yeah, so it's a great theater that's down here. Yeah, I'm loving it. It's been great shows. It's really a lot of New York people. It's all New York designers and directors and performers. So it's a little bit like Sarasota's got, I guess, some money so they can bring the New Yorkers down here and do their thing. So
nice.
I'm not complaining. It's nice. I get some sun and it's beautiful here. The weather's been great the whole time I've been down here. So I'm not complaining. Can't wait to get back up to New York with the boys, but so far it's been nice. But yeah, I'm going to check. I haven't had time to really go anywhere. So I got a little break coming up. So I'm going to try to hit Tampa, see what's going on up there and just check it out. Because I've never really been. I've gone through once, but I'm more of a East Coast kid. So I know, more like.
Yeah, I've never been to Tampa either.
Yeah, yeah. So,
we're going to check out the goth scene, the castle.
Yeah, let's do it. That's what I want to do. That's great.
Nice.
That's great. Did you know of Jackie 60 in New York? Did you know that whole scene?
Does not sound familiar.
Okay, yeah, look it up. Yeah.
Jackie 60, what's that?
You'll see when you look it up.
Okay.
Back in the day. And what about the Limelight?
I just missed it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Communion. I used to do.
So I went to I used to work around the area and on 23rd Street, and I've only been there when it was a mall, but I did go in there and look around, and I'm like, this is where all the debauchery happens.
Oh my God.
I've been to parties with Michael Alec.
Okay. Yes, that's good.
Post jail.
Oh, crazy. Yeah.
Post jail, pre-death.
He was the man.
So, well, don't say that too loud.
Yeah.
He didn't kill people.
Yeah, I know.
He
But
did, that was
the
at least one person.
The party.
I have no idea who
Party
you're
Monster.
talking
Yeah.
Party
you haven't seen
yeah.
Party Monster?
Yeah.
A movie with Marilyn Manson in it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I saw Marilyn Manson, but they were the Spooky Kids, and I saw that at a place called the Button South, which was in Fort Lauderdale. I can't even say. I'm catching your disease, or
Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, that's
Fort Lauderdale. And they cleared the room, except for me. I stood right in front. He didn't use the mic. He just had the megaphone the whole time. And I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, these guys are going to be huge. The people that I was with hated them, but I came out and they're like, how did you stay in there? I was like, this band is going to be massive. And the person I was with remembered that. And every year they would get a little bit bigger and bigger. He'd tell me, hey, do you know Marilyn Manson's playing here? They're playing here. And then he would always tell everyone. He always said they were going to be huge.
That's crazy.
And then I met Trent right before the day before he did Woodstock.
Whoa. What? Tell me that story, please.
Yeah.
You can't just leave me hanging there.
All right. So
he's almost a Resnick.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was playing with a band that used to be Wendy Williams' band from Plasmatics. That's why I asked you.
Okay. Wow.
They're related to the Hilfigers. You know who Tommy Hilfiger is?
Well, yeah, the famous clothing designer.
Brothers, and they're musicians, and they used to back up Wendy Williams back in the day. And that's how Tommy Hilfiger started, because he would sell rock paraphernalia, T-shirts, and all that stuff. And then he moved from making fake rock T-shirts to fake style clothing and all that stuff. Yeah, so
I did not know that. I mean, now he's making stuff probably those rockers couldn't afford, right?
Totally, exactly. So when he started out, he was doing all mock-up stuff. That's what he was doing. So he had like a head shop upstate. And so I knew that crew. And they had like a deal on Atlantic. The band was called Wired. And somehow we were just on the same road thing. And he was staying at the same hotel, and I got to meet him. I love 9 Inch Nails. I love that first album more than anything. That was like one of the biggest records at Limelight back in the day.
Yeah, I bet.
And he was super.
He played there with Marilyn Manson for sure.
And I just, I knew who he was. I went up to him and I just sat down and rapped with him. He's like, I'm doing Woodstock, and I think they got put on there like at the last minute or something like that, and their set was terrible. It was a terrible thing, but they got infamous from it.
Oh yeah, all the mud. I mean, it's chaotic in a good way
Yeah, in a
if
good
you're,
way.
but for them it wasn't like a good sounding show.
Yeah.
But it was like one of the most iconic performances in American music history.
It put them on the map. That's what put them on the map. They rocket shipped after that. So, but they were always great. They were always super talented. He's great. I love him.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got to see. I've seen them many times.
Yeah, me too. But not back then. Like.
Yeah, I seen it back then. Yeah.
With Teeth era was the first time I saw them.
Yeah.
When you saw Spooky Kids, was there a drummer, or did they have the drum machine still?
No, they had a drummer. It was the full band. It was they were. It was right before they turned into Marilyn Manson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And they were great. They were really, really great.
Yeah,
the record never got to how great they were for me when I would see them live, to be honest with you. I always felt the record was a little, I don't know.
I mean, it's a great record, but you can't really match that energy on.
Yeah, and somehow 9 Inch Nails did better records. I feel they made better records. Yeah. I wonder if Trent did that on purpose.
Well, he did produce that record.
Yeah.
So.
I wonder if he did do.
Yeah.
He's like, can't make this too good.
I am learning stuff about you, John.
Oh, yeah.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions for John,
Ruslan?
Yeah.
I have no question for you.
Yeah, well, who did you see at the Limelight?
Oh, well, so everybody rolled a Mudhoney. That was a great one, right? So that was pre, as grunge was coming in. I got to play with Bo Diddley at the Limelight.
Whoa.
That was
holy shit.
Yeah. So one thing,
like opening for him or in his band?
No, with his group. I blow harmonica. So I'm a huge fan of like hardcore Delta blues, believe it or not. That's like my favorite music in the world. The real dark acoustic Delta blues.
Like Robert Johnson?
Like Robert Johnson. That's what I really love. Leadbelly, Lightning Hopkins, all that stuff. John Lee Hooker, all that stuff is that's what I feel deeply.
Okay.
As far as when I listen to records, that's why I only need one microphone. You know what I mean? Because that's
got to go down to the crossroads.
Yes. So remember, he said it's spiritual. Whether it's that way or this way.
Right. Hey, whatever works.
Whatever works. So that's the stuff that I feel like is it's the least pretentious. It's the least commercial. It's music.
It's raw.
Yeah, it's raw music, and that's my favorite stuff in the world. So, people don't realize, but like a lot of those early records, especially like Sun Records in Chicago, Bo Diddley produced all that stuff. People think of him as this singer, guitar player, songwriter.
Yeah, I just think of him with that box guitar.
Go back to the original recordings, and he's actually the producer.
Well, my friend who was on the show last year, Velvetina Taylor, recorded a new album at Sun Studios recently. So
oh, fantastic!
Check it out.
I got to go in there, and I don't know if you know music software at all, but now you can. They have these reverbs that you can create, where if you take a sample of a room, you can turn that into a digital reverb effect. So I did all the rooms at
oh, cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, cool, good stuff.
Let me give some love. I have a couple comments here. YR says, "Hey, Sons of Venus, just wanted to drop by and send some positive vibes your way. Wishing you all the best as you continue on your musical journey. Rock and roll."
So great.
And I remember you cool dudes from before. Nice to hear your tales. Yes.
The man Meg.
2 of them, yes, are back. And if there's any questions from the comments, from the Peanut Gallery.
Anybody?
Yeah, let me show some photos. I got some slides here. Oh wait, those are
looking good.
Those are my upcoming shows. Nope, that's oh, maybe I didn't load your slideshow. Let me load your slideshow up. I got so many slideshows for this thing.
You know what? We were talking about Mad Mag. I think most of our pictures they're taken by Ilya from the leader of the.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that we really lucky, when
Oh
we have
yeah,
like
it's a
we
great
have.
community. It's amazing community. It really is.
I'm gonna pull some up just in a moment. It's processing. But I guess I could advertise my upcoming shows in the meantime. Let's see. You want to see how varied this show is gonna get coming up?
Okay, gotcha.
Let's see it. Do you like grindcore at all? Anybody?
Anybody?
Yeah, man.
Grindcore? They're
Is
like,
Let's do it.
no.
Grindcore. Is it like a carcass band or?
Well,
No.
we got Squid Pisser coming up.
Oh, look at this.
Look at those guys. It's gonna
beautiful.
be wow, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's great.
Talk about theatrics and yeah, very, very fast, very spastic. Kind of like the Locust. You know the Locust? They have keyboards.
Okay.
So and then okay, here's a night. Do you ever heard of Splashdown or Universal Hall Pass?
No, these are bands.
These are bands. One of them is a solo project, more or less, from this singer, Melissa R. Kaplan. One of the best vocalists I've ever heard. Splashdown. They made one of the best records that was never released because they were in one of those in the 90s, when record labels were just like eating each other up and then dropping bands left and right. They were part of that, one of those waves. I think it was Universal.
We call it the tax write-off years.
Right. Yeah, they were a tax write-off. They made one of the best albums that never officially got released. So I'm gonna follow that story. I think you guys would really dig it. Definitely check it out. There's electronic elements and
I'm taking a screenshot.
yeah, go ahead. Everyone make a funny face. And then what's Gravity Kills? Anybody?
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's right next to my Guar.
Yeah,
Wait,
see,
I have that.
alphabetically it fits there, right there.
I have that, man. Yeah.
They just 30th anniversary of this record just came out on vinyl. And I'm gonna talk to him about it. Holy shit,
fantastic.
Gravity Kills. They were on MTV all the time back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. I remember those guys.
So if you like your industrial music from Chicago.
Are they still functioning as a band?
I don't think so, but maybe they're planning to come back. We're gonna find out.
I love Ministry. You're a big Ministry fan, of course.
I saw them once. Al Jorgensen produced a couple songs for Guar once.
Oh, so there's this circle there. I didn't know that. And then Rammstein, of course. I'm sure you love that.
From Germany. Well, I mean, I've never seen them, but I know.
I like by the Moonspell.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
They're really cool. Like the mix of Rammstein of Depeche Mode, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
We're geeking out.
Yeah, totally. Geek out. That's what we're here for. And then New Jersey heavy metal band, Final Girls. We're going to see what the youth is like. This is going to be probably the youngest guests I've had so far. We're going to see if the next generation is cool or not. Okay.
I like it. I like the look. I was a big fan of the Runaways and Girls School, and they remind me a little bit of that. They're
like that, but like a lot heavier.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
But still got like that, sort of gothic, I guess, sensibilities.
So cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Filmmaker, hey, talking about it, repeating guests, Charles D. Lincoln's going to be back here. His TV show, 21st Century Demon Hunter, just came out on Blu-ray. First episode closes with a song that I wrote, so we got to promote it here.
I love it. I love it.
Rockland County, this is a deep dive. Negative hate, dude. I booked this show up until about October already, so get ready.
God, that's so
I
good.
just filmed a music video with these guys. They've been a local band diving into different. They started as like an industrial metal band, and now they're more like, I don't know, more like Sons of Venus, I guess.
Oh yeah, cool.
Where
are they from?
Rockland County, which is where I live right now, which is like the suburbs of New York City.
Yep.
Right above Westchester.
Yep. Very cool.
I saw them in 1999.
Wow.
So they
Holy
have.
shit. Why do I feel I know them?
They used to play in the city,
I
back
mean,
in the day.
I wasn't in the city in 1999, but
Well, I mean, they've been a
like I
band
feel I
ever
have like
since.
one of those tapes somewhere.
That would be amazing. That
That,
would be really crazy.
What a positive name. Negative
I know.
name.
I
Great.
said they need a side project called Positive Love.
you know, the double
acoustic
negative,
version. Acoustic version. Like with the
double
bongos,
Right.
negative
congas.
makes a positive. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go through these. DJ Sean Templar from the Red Party. We're gonna talk goth. He's one of the best goth DJs in New York, and he said that he has a story about meeting Trent Reznor as well, and Trent Reznor was hitting on him. So let's stay tuned.
Of
Stay
course.
tuned for some great stories. Do you know Zora Atash?
No, I love the name.
She's from New York. What am I trying to say here? Just check it out. It's crazy. She's performing next week. I'm going to be at her show. She's performing with
Where?
Lydia Lunch.
Oh,
New York?
classic. Lydia
And-
Lunch is still
yeah,
going.
and
Wow.
who guest starred on her record.
Oh, nice.
They're playing at St. Vitus.
She looks like her a little bit.
Yeah,
does.
there's definitely some resemblance there. Yeah, so
I'll
I'm gonna finally
I'll
go see
come.
Lydia Lunch next week.
Nice.
I know. Talk about classics.
We're gonna
Right?
come to the show.
Yeah, St. Vitus next week. I'll give you the details.
Yes.
Oh, that's my Guar show.
Oh, look at this.
Anyways, that was last night. The original guitar player for Guar. Anyways,
Wow.
I got your pictures up. Let's see. We got
Alrighty.
all white, and then we got all black.
Yes.
Those
Yeah,
are the two moods of Sons of Venus, I guess,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. The polarities. I love this picture. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
These
I
are
don't
all
know.
Ilya, right? All of these are Ilya, I believe.
yeah, all of them
yeah,
are-
it's all.
yeah.
Yes, Ilya.
Styling,
cool.
styling.
Very cool.
All right, here's some live photos.
Oh, yeah,
So
look
we
at
get a little bit of the experience here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I could definitely imagine you guys with a giant screen of visuals.
Yeah,
behind
that's
you,
a little bit
right?
more our vibe, definitely. But I like it's got the insane asylum thing going on. It's kind of
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruslan, can you play with a straight jacket on?
I think he can.
Hey, let's go for it. All right,
Yeah.
this I wanted to say. Is this the H.P. Lovecraft bar?
Yeah, that's the name of it. I kept trying to remember the name
We were
of this.
doing another interview. We couldn't remember.
Lovecraft,
Yeah,
right?
it got closed, right? Yes, it got
I
closed.
can only imagine that it did because I haven't heard about it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I remember this place. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
They had all those like sci-fi elements all over the walls and
Yeah, very cool.
Lovecraft shit, fucking Cthulhu.
Yeah.
All right, so I wanted to show this because this has your pedal board in it.
Yeah.
Can you that's half of it?
That's just half of it. Yes.
Maybe
Just
we
half
don't
of
have
it.
to go too far into this, but like, do you want to explain a little bit what your setup is?
Oh
here?
yeah, I would love to. So basically, what I do maybe a little bit different. I don't really use the pedals correctly. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
more like feedback. I'm very interested in feedback where everything is getting just too much, and then more or less is that I control the feedback instead of like playing a lot of just regular guitar and just using it to affect the notes of the guitar. Sometimes there's no guitar left whatsoever.
Right.
And then it's just pure sonic that's coming at you. But what I've also done is I've figured out a way where I can also still have the direct guitar where you can hear it clearly, but there's clearly like somebody else doing the feedback, but it's coming from me. I'm just able to split the signal. So a lot of that is what's happening. And that's really happening a lot on the new record. Very much.
Yeah. And you were saying like a lot of those sound like electronic elements to some people,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it's
you-
really
you-
just creative pedal board.
Sometimes I like to play in the guitar, like jam. Sometimes we fool around, but I can play his guitar. I mean, it's just like you take it and you don't know how to play it.
Yeah, it's out of
Because
control.
you don't know what's going on. It's like not regular, like setup where you just like press the pedal. This is like overdrive or something, because it's like it's like in a spaceship. It's like what the hell's going on? Like
It doesn't
And
do
when-
what you think it's going to do. I don't know how to do it either, but I just let it go and just try to.
no, he knows. Yeah, that's it's like one of. I forgot the movie. One of the movies was like when you take someone's gun you know, and shoot you back. But when the owner take the gun,
Oh,
he
right.
can also shoot.
little
So the
bit.
same thing, like only he knows how to play his guitar, and
It only
whenever
likes
taking
me.
extra time. Yeah.
But that brings up something that we could talk about a little bit too, is that
Yeah,
we
sure.
also do acoustic versions of the song with just acoustic guitars.
Oh, really?
Yes, and
Is
they
that going to
work-
be an alternate version of the record coming out? or
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Really?
So,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. So that's something we played around with too, and you know, it works. The songs work acoustically too in a very different way. So there's still something there harmonically that works. So it's not just sonic; it's also harmonic. Because when you just play the chords on the guitar and you sing the lyrics and the melody, it's a song. It's a full song. It doesn't need any of the fanfare for it to be the song.
Kevin, I could send you, just don't post it, but like I'll
I
send
won't
it
tell
to you.
anybody.
Just for you.
Don't tell anybody.
I'll
Yeah.
check it out for sure.
Unless
Yeah,
when I'm
thank you.
drunk.
Right.
I mean, we have I think early on in this band we had an idea of like each week releasing a jam because we were doing so much jamming and stuff.
Oh yeah.
No,
we
we
had-
have some
we
idea,
have-
but yeah, I mean, in general, just Sally, he's just, you know, from like he can play any instrument, and he's amazing blues guitar player, acoustic,
Yeah.
and
I
he's
never
amazing,
practiced the pedal
and
board.
he's never,
Mhm.
and he's amazing
The pedal
heavy
board,
guitar. Yeah, and this is, you know, you combine, and when you just, you know, you follow each other and listen to each other, and music is music. It doesn't matter, you know, what instrument you're using, as long as you play and you have something to say.
I play the
Amen.
raw blues. That's all I practice, as raw as I can get it. And then when I get with Sons of Venus, I don't do any of that. And I just plug in with them, and whatever that does, it does something.
Do you? This is a deep dive, but do you know Sioux City Pete by any chance?
That sounds familiar.
Sioux
I don't
City
know.
Pete and the Beggars.
Something about it sounds familiar.
I think you would really dig him. He's a friend of
Okay.
mine. He from Sioux City, and he does this really, really raw blues type kind of thing. But like when he plays with a band, it's like heavy metal energy.
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
It's like you
John-
know candles, like setting the mood, vibes, like
Yeah.
and then just like just destroying you. You
Like
gotta
that-
check it out.
John Spencer Blues Explosion. Did you ever get into any of that?
I don't know their stuff very well, but I know the name.
Very
I know
good.
they did some stuff. Previous guest on the show, Martin BC. I know they've done some stuff at his studio. I don't know if you know him. He's out in Gowanus.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
we did.
Martin BC. He's recorded Sonic Youth and Lydia Lunch and the
Oh, yeah.
Dresden
Yeah,
Dolls and.
we
no,
did.
I mean we know him. We
We-
know
Oh,
him.
okay.
He
You do?
mixed the first Mad Nag record.
Really?
Second Mad Nag record. Sorry.
Oh wow! I had
No,
no
yeah,
idea. Yeah, he was on the show.
Yeah, he's
Martin's
fun
awesome.
guy.
That's good.
I've never been to his studio in person though, so one of
Yeah,
these
it's a
days.
great studio, really great studio in Gowanus. Yeah.
Yep,
No,
I know
it's a cool, but it's like it's really old school.
Yeah,
in a good
exactly.
sense. In a good
Right.
sense, it's really old school. But the guy, like he really he worships that old. I mean, that's the cool thing. That's why you go to him,
Right.
really. But that's what is
The
really cool.
boredoms. You
Yeah,
wanna
I mean,
see some
even
weird
like the
shit?
Apple. I mean, the Apple computer that he uses is like an old 1998
Oh wow!
Apple computer that's connected to this old like board, but that's why you're going there for. I mean,
Right, exactly.
that's the sound that he has. That's what he does.
He'll lose all his plugins if he gets rid of that computer. That's why he can't do it.
I mean,
I hear that. Yeah, I have an old computer just so I can run an old Final Cut. You know, sometimes it's
no, he's amazing. Yeah, we brought him mixes.
I have my old computer.
with,
nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
oh shit!
We
Yeah,
call
man.
that a jam box.
And that's a UR. Did you get that at a bodega? Is that where you bought the tape?
No, do you know what? I mean, I usually don't steal stuff, but can I say
people
this
watch-
on
But
Can I say this on YouTube?
and we are getting shut down again.
Damn it.
What's the
But
statute of
yeah, I mean,
limitation
I
here?
got-
Well, I don't know. That
I
must
got
have been
this
30 years
package.
ago. That tape.
No, I got this package, like not Amazon, but some kind of package to my house. That was my address.
Dropped
some
off the
did-
side of a truck.
but different name. So I've been waiting. I leave it, like it's been for 2 weeks downstairs. I put it back, and I thought, like, I have this guy. So
Well,
if you
Igor
watching
knows
me,
some good lawyers, so don't worry about it.
if you watching me, the tapes are here. I didn't use them. I didn't open. You can come back. Whoever find this. But yeah, so God sends me tapes for this guy. Although I have original ones too.
Do you have any? Do you have RCA input into that the little box? Can you record into it with the RCA? Make copies and stuff. Has it got a little RCA?
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, those are great.
I did when I just moved to the United States and I just started playing guitar, I found like these 2 tape decks on like somewhere next to the building we were living in, just next to a dumpster or whatever. And I ended up connecting them, and I ended up figuring out how to overdub on it.
That's how I learned.
And you play one loud and then play.
I don't know how the
over.
fuck I did it, but I wrote that first set of songs that I've ever wrote. I recorded them, and I recorded the second guitar to them. They didn't sound good.
No.
And I lost the fucking tape.
Oh.
I was like 16 years old, 15
But
years
that's exactly
old.
how I learned. I did the same exact thing. I had 2 tape recorders, and I would overdub back.
Yeah. I connected them, and well, we also, like, my family were huge movie buffs, and we used to like go to Blockbuster and take the videos and like copy them and make our own little video collection.
We hear nothing.
Yeah, well, I don't think they give a
Totally
shit.
never did that.
Blockbuster, but some of these tapes were blocked, like they would go wide.
Got to get an old video camera.
So I figured out how to connect 3 VCRs together so I could copy it so it doesn't, I also I used to sell porn when I was in middle school. That was like my first business, actually. I didn't make any money of it. That's
Then it
you
doesn't
heard it
need
in
to
the
be
show.
sold.
I completely forgot about this.
So
That
you
was
didn't
I
sell
used
them.
to-
You
I
didn't
used to
sell. You
sell-
just give it for free.
No, my friends used to bring
If
me.
you
And
didn't
that's
make
how
any
Sons of
money.
Venus met.
No, I never made any money, but I remember this kid in like 8th grade. He came up to me one day. I used to chase him. We're like, "Come on, give me the $10 or whatever the fuck."
No, where's my money?
It's like, dude, I don't have it, and he gave me his fucking jacket.
Oh,
And I have that jacket
Alright,
somewhere. in
jacket
there.
for porn. Jacket for porn.
We're
Alright.
gonna lose everybody. Everybody who liked the band is they're gonna be like,
Sorry.
Take
John.
off your pants and jacket.
Oh,
Oh
my
boy.
And this is how we wrote our song Black Friday.
God.
That's right. Black Friday. What up? Is it Bad Luck or Black Friday? The latest.
Black Friday, bad luck in parentheses.
Right. Okay.
So I guess that was a bad luck for you, good luck for us.
I've had good luck on Black Fridays before,
Ah, there you go.
I guess.
Yeah, I
don't
got
know.
this on Black Friday.
Nice.
Ah.
Yeah, I worked at a Best Buy once during Black Friday. It was
Yeah, I got it in Best
one of the-
Buy.
it was one of the most intense days of my life.
Yeah, I mean, working is intense.
Well, working on a Black Friday at the mall is intense.
Oh my
Shit.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But you survived, man.
But
You survived.
I met someone very special to my life that day, so it was also like, oh, that overshadows the bad parts of working for 12
All right,
hours.
man.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it was crazy.
Wow. Black and white. Black and white. See?
That's all.
Speaking of buying music,
Plug.
everyone go to buy some music. Hey,
Yes.
you guys got a Bandcamp? Where do you get your stuff?
Yeah, we're on everywhere. The Spotify's, the Apples, the Bandcamp. It's got to get up on Bandcamp. It's going to happen. I love. I'm a fan of Bandcamp, so
Yes.
I'm a little bit more on it than these two are. But I love putting it on and just forgetting about it, and then every once in a while I'll be like, "What the hell is this?" So I really enjoy it. So it'll be up in Bandcamp, but you can get it at Spotify, Apple. What are all the TuneCore, all the all of them.
Just go to Sons of Venus. You'll find it.
I'm forgetting. Come on,
And
guys.
Google Music. Google Music. And every internet store,
I'm
music
blanking
store, you
out on
can find
all
us.
the other ones that are out there that are good, that are better than Spotify. I think actually.
Is there? Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I'm stuck. I've been stuck on using Spotify for years. Do you
Yeah.
think there's a better streaming service? Is Apple Music better?
you know, I
You know what
never like
I don't
Spotify, but
like. The
mhm.
thing I don't like about Spotify is you don't have credits. Like I want to like the full credits of the album. I want to be able to click the producer's name and see what else he's done.
Yeah.
No, that's why I like iTunes. You
Then
know,
I would
like
know that Martin Beastie worked on your record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he did. Well, not on the Mad Mag record. Yeah,
Still,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I mean,
There's Pandora. There's the other one is Pandora. What else? I'm forgetting. There's another one that's out there that I'm forgetting.
Deezer or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah. You know, I've never heard anybody ever actually use Deezer. Does people use? It's like one of those options you click when you distribute your music, but I'm just like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
Anyways,
well,
this one's for Ruslan because if you like cassette tapes, I have a cassette tape you can buy at my Bandcamp.
Oh,
Tribute
no.
to Jack Terrycloth from the World Inferno Friendship Society, including one song by me. That's
listen.
me, Kevin
Next time you're in
Vonesper.
New York next weekend, right? You're going to the show. I might join you, and
Dude,
That
we
would
can
be
bring
yeah,
the
let
great.
show.
me find out where. Let me get all the details for you. Lydia Lunch.
So just bring it
St.
with you.
Vitus.
I might join you too if you
Yeah, come on out.
take me.
We will.
St. Vitus. It's let me share the screen here. Lydia Lunch, Retrovirus, and Zora at St. Vitus Bar, Tuesday,
Hey,
June
Vitus.
2nd.
All right, I know that place.
Yeah,
It's
the
still
metal
around.
bar.
I thought it closed during COVID. It's still around. That's cool.
No, it's still around. Yeah,
I
it
can
got
see.
smaller.
Where is it?
St. Vitus in
It's Brooklyn.
yeah, it's
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
It was Brooklyn. I mean, I don't know if it's still Brooklyn.
It's still Brooklyn. Yeah.
It was like Williamsburg.
What's above? What's right above?
Greenpoint.
Greenpoint. That's
It's in
exactly where it is.
Greenpoint, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Good Polish food. Get some Polish
Oh
food.
yeah, the best.
Oh yeah, the best.
Yeah.
And this is your record coming out, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
So go check it out. It's very cool. You got those British vibes.
Yeah, man.
Okay, here's another plug for me before we go.
No worries.
Because I have another show on this channel tomorrow, totally unrelated to the other 2 nights that I've been streaming this week. It's been a busy week on my YouTube.
Great. Man.
You said you like film. Do you like horror films?
Not so.
No.
I like.
Anyone?
I love thrillers, but like gore and horror, because I really like film. You know what I mean? The idea of cinema, but if it's like live, I love it more. Like live gore, I think is really, really great.
You got to go see Guar.
Yeah, of course. That's what I mean. And I love all that. And but on film, but if it's a good movie, I love it. You know.
Well, this one's actually pretty gory, but if anyone knows me on this channel, or on my YouTube channel, I have a show about Phantom of the Opera very specifically. Does anyone have any connections to Phantom of the Opera in any way?
The original?
Any of them?
Yeah, well, the original. Sure, I grew up on it. For sure.
Like the Lon Chaney, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I like the soundtrack, and I saw the musical.
The musical, yeah.
The movie. Musical. I mean, I've seen the movie, and I've been to the musical.
Well, I have a show all about Phantom of the Opera, and we're doing we're going to talk about 2 movies on the channel with a panel tomorrow. And this actually, I didn't even correlate with this with the news, but Robert Englund, famous for playing Freddy Krueger, said he's retiring from the role this week, and there's a documentary about him coming out, I believe, next week.
Nice.
And I scheduled this before I knew any of that, but we're going to be talking about his 1989 version of Phantom of the Opera, which actually is pretty gory.
Okay.
Wow.
And then a sort of sequel to it called Danse Macabre, also starring Robert Englund. So catch that on our channel tomorrow if you're interested.
Love it.
That's so cool. So cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Kevin, can I ask you?
Sure.
The last time we did an interview, you showed us the Guar. See, I'm pronouncing it correctly now.
Yeah, we learned something tonight.
You showed us the Guar trailer for your film, and then
Oh, it was not my film. No,
I mean, and here tonight you said that you're not the film is not.
I did not make the film.
No. Okay.
No, I wish. I have a show about them, but I did not have
You
anything to
didn't
do
make
with the
I got
documentary.
it. Okay, I might.
But that's on Shudder. If you guys have the horror movie streaming service Shudder, it's a Shudder exclusive. This is Guar. It's also on Blu-ray and DVD.
I thought you edited it, or you.
I wish. No, I had nothing to do with it.
Right.
I had the director on my show.
I got you. Maybe that was it.
Maybe. I think it was just like, this is the best way to introduce anybody to the band.
Right.
What year was it made, the film?
It just came out last year.
It came out last year.
Or like probably, I don't know. Yeah, last year sometime.
Very cool.
So it's pretty recent. Or maybe this year. I can't tell. I don't know. The last 3 years have just been 1 year to me. So
exactly, man.
In that time period, it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
More than in one way.
Anything else you want to leave for us? We're gonna do a premiere tonight. Is that what we're happening?
Yes,
it's
we're
past
going to do
midnight. We
premiere.
can do it.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
June
I
2nd,
forgot all
yes.
about it. I totally forgot. Oh my
Yes,
God.
let's do premiere. This is the beautiful.
Do you want to do it with commentary, or should I get rid of you all and just end it with the video pure?
No, let's do with commentary, I guess.
All right,
Or,
let's do it.
Should we? Since we're talking.
And we should mention the director.
Let's just start it. Yeah.
Somewhere.
So what are we watching, and tell us about it? And this is the premiere. This video is now out as of midnight, right?
Not yet. But
no,
soon.
not yet.
In a couple
As soon as
hours.
the show's on.
This is exclusive.
Oh,
Exclusive premiere here.
For a couple hours, we got this exclusive. So this is animation. This I wouldn't even know where to begin with. So who made this video?
Go, gentlemen.
Ruslan.
Can you still hear it?
This is. I thought we are gonna comment it after we watch this.
No, you come on.
I mean, we could do it that way too. You want to just enjoy it?
Yeah, I like this movie.
Let me pump the volume.
All you have is time to learn from your mistakes. When love turns to pain, there is only one of many you can blame. Just a matter of time till when love
I thought the other video looked like it was a lot of work. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah. Yes.
Every time I look at this, something else like touches me. I don't know. It's a weird.
Yeah, I was
Well, yeah, that
saw
was
that trip to the moon imagery.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. The like
Yep,
one of the
yep.
original films ever made, right?
Something like that.
Yes.
In fact, the very first thing ever put to celluloid was the procession of Venus. That's the first moving image that any human ever saw. Was the procession of Venus. Isn't that
Wow.
crazy?
Oh.
That's
See?
you can look that up in Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is our friend Katya Mizintseva. She's from Russia, from Moscow, and she actually a friend of Ilya Popenko, and she did it music video for Mad Max. And when we released the music video for Mad Max, for the song Waiters, she added she added us on Instagram, and she wrote me because in my Instagram there's like whole projects I'm in, and she said like cool musical stuff, and if you want, if you need it, I can make a music video for you
It's
guys.
like, yeah.
Yeah. So
How you
much-
can say no to this? And I'm
I
like,
mean, that
sure,
looks-
sure,
that-
definitely.
So,
And
did
but
he animate that like frame by frame, or what? How does he?
and
I don't even
in
know.
this
I don't
in
know.
this in this situation, like when there's true artists, some people just like to be some people need a screen or scenario or story, and we just told her like, listen, this is the album. I sent her the album and just like pick the song you like, which
The one
talk
that's
to
not
you.
8 minutes.
And
And the last song's
and
like 10 minutes.
and that's when and when she picked it, because this is the short one, and I asked her
Yeah.
like, listen, did you pick up because it's short one? So you have to less work. She's like, no, this is the song she actually talk to her. And then when it happens, then like the true art happens. You can do whatever you want, like this. You pick the song, your ideas, and 3 months later, she just give this to us, and we love it.
Wow.
It's definitely a collaboration.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do, like when you can totally trust the artist,
You
and it's
can
like
when you completely can trust someone to do this. I mean, it's amazing.
Does she have her own YouTube channel, or?
She's on
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah. She's Instagram, and I can send her links, and and if you have any ideas, or maybe you can collaborate, because our friend Janusz, he's a painter. He also like her work, and
Yeah.
he I think they do something together,
Mhm.
some ideas for his documentary or whatever.
Well,
There you
not
go.
a documentary. He's having a
I'm gonna follow right now.
Janusz is actually having somebody play him. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's not even a documentary. He's having a movie about him
That's great.
in Poland.
Wow.
Netflix stuff. If I'm not again, I might be wrong.
I might be wrong with a song by Radiohead. I might be wrong.
Anyone
I was
can
thinking
do
I might be wrong, but I might be right.
it.
Who was that?
Is that Billy Joel?
Yeah, Billy Joel. Yeah, wow. We went off the
We
deep
just went
end
through the
there.
whole
I'm
spectrum.
sorry. We're shut. We're done. That's it. We're
Yeah,
shut down.
yeah, we lost it. Everything was a straight line.
We're going to Long
I
Island.
love she definitely she has a style, and she has like characters that are in that she constantly incorporates, and
They come back.
whatever she does, and they come back, or
And
versions of it.
this is what she does in her free time. She has a work. She's an architect. also.
Architect. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, look at
Wow.
that. We have a little
Goddamn. Everyone go
SOV.
follow her. This is a great Instagram.
Look, we have that little SOV thing.
Oh
There.
yeah.
Look at that. That's
Yeah.
nice.
That's nice. There you go.
That's our. That's the trailer for the
A teaser.
for the video that will premiere in like 7 hours. But you saw it here first
That's right.
on the VonPod.
on VonPod.
That's right.
Thank you for playing it, Kevin. That's great, man. That's
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
thank you. Of course.
Thank you for this lovely podcast and
Yeah,
interview.
man.
I
Really
think I think we did it.
great work you're doing.
Maybe I'll see some of you guys next week at St. Vitus.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
And then let's keep in touch, and maybe I'll
Yeah.
see you in Tampa, and then back in New York when I'm back in New York.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be cool.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about maybe some video collaboration.
Let's do it. Yeah, I got
Oh,
some
yeah.
free time coming up during the summer. Just putting that out there.
All right, then we'll do
Yeah,
it.
man.
You might be doing our debut show.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
that's my specialty, like filming
Love
live music and stuff.
Love
And
it.
you know what? I'll end this with my old live music reel. So
Okay.
because you know what? Until I get some sponsors on this thing, I just have to sponsor myself.
Do it, baby. We're with you.
So
We're
thanks
with
for
you.
coming to the VonPod. Come back in 2 weeks. We got Squid Pisser. Yeah,
Yes.
something completely different.
you.
And I will see you then. And also come back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for my Phantom show. So
And now it's time for something completely different. Right?
and now some British comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.